Well, hey, babe.
Given that's how we live it, don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in the business.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You know I love you, but God loves you best. Hello, hello, hello. You're tuned in to Ronnie P TV. I am yours truly, Ronnie P TV. And yes, we are back. I've been gone for a minute, but I'm back with you, baby. And we are back with Married at First Sight, Season 11, Episode 1. The story begins. And we are coming all the way from New Orleans, the Big Easy, the NOLA, where it's not so easy because they had to call in reinforcement of Dr. Pepper, Pastor Cal, and Dr. Viviana to matchmake them and find them lifelong partners for marital bliss. So without further ado, we are going to get right into it because this first episode was pretty much uneventful. It was just going over an introduction of our 5 new couples and letting us know who they are, where they're from, and a little bit about their backgrounds. So let's get into it, shall we? First up, we have Amelia and Bennett. We have Bennett, who is referred to as a romantic thespian. He's 28 years old. He doesn't subscribe to conventional norms, as one of his friends said, and he's not gainfully employed. What I got from him is that he is a hopeless dreamer. He sees endless possibilities in all things that are art and creative. I liked his personality. He had a lot of calm energy, but it was still gleeful, if you will. I really enjoyed him. I thought he was cute in a quirky way. Then we have Amelia, who's 27. She's a doctor and she's referred to as the driver dreamer. And she said her own self that she falls in love easily. So she is very, very quirky herself. I'm sure she is going to be an absolutely wonderful physician. I just wouldn't want her as one because of her quirkiness. She's just too whimsical for me as a physician. But as a person and just knowing her and being around her, love her energy. I noticed that when she was doing her dress fitting, that girlfriend does not shave her armpits. So this is going to be interesting. I'm wondering if she's going to do any type of styling or hygienic grooming for the wedding. So I'm going to tune in and really be looking at that when that comes up. Now I'm just going to move on to the next couple, which is Karen and Miles. We have Karen, who is Miss Reservations. She's 30 years old. She was in a 5-year relationship, and she found out later on that the guy she was dating had a baby with someone else during that 5-year relationship that she had no idea about, which caused her to put up walls. I would assume so. She is someone who describes herself as an introvert, and she also is for profession a project manager. Karen came across as someone who is very level-headed, but also very apprehensive. So I am eager to see how she maneuvers through this experiment, because I don't want to compare anybody to last season, but she gave me, I can see why she's known as Miss Reservations, because she moves apprehensively with things. Then they matched her with a young man named Miles. He is 26. He's Mr. Young and Ready. He wants the relationship that his grandparents have. They've been married now 55 years over, and his parents did not stay together, but he also wants his grandparents' approval during this journey, and he just wants their blessing going through this. And he is an educator, so he also says he has 2 degrees. I hope he's not a Michael. I hope that he really does, he really is gainfully employed, and does also really hold the degrees that he says that he does. So we will see if this is true. Now, I saw in a preview, call it a spoiler, I don't care, call it what you want, but I'm thinking that because they said this is a small area, small population, and they were hoping and anticipating that no one had encountered anyone that they had matched them with before. But there is a small chance that Karen may have met Miles previously. And we are going to find out on their wedding day if this is so. So I want you to stay tuned in. We're going to move on to the next couple, and that is Olivia and Brett. Olivia, Miss Sugar and Spice, 30 years old, cat lover. She seemed really sweet, very laid back, reserved, somewhat introverted. She came across very anxious, and also gave me the sense that she was having some issues with, I don't know if it was just the jitters with coming up with the upcoming wedding, or if it had to do with a lack of confidence. Because when she was trying on dresses, I don't know if it was the style of dresses, but she said all that she could see was her arms. And then the camera mercilessly zoomed in on her arms. And no, they weren't flattering. She could stand a little tan, like a little tanner, maybe spray tan or something, give her a little color. And I'm not here to shame anybody, because I believe if there's anything that you don't like about yourself, that you change it. So if she doesn't like her arms, she needs to work on her arms, work on toning your arms. But she just came across that she was lacking in confidence, and it was taking a toll on her at that very moment. And then her loved ones chimed in and gave her a suggestion to try on a different dropped waist style dress that was different form fitting, and it worked out very well. And before she could even, go with saying, okay, now I'm getting into the groove. This is a style that I'm going, let's try on some dresses in this style. She tried on one dress in that style and said this was the dress. Now, I don't know if that was editing, but they said that was the 10th dress. And I don't know if it was just because she had gotten tired or she felt like that was the one. I think it was because she got tired, but hey. And the guy that they matched her with is Brett. Now, he is a self-proclaimed geek of the kind. I don't know if he's a computer geek, but he is a geek, self-proclaimed, and he is 35 years old. He has been previously engaged. He is a serial dater as a result of the engagement that was broken off because his ex-fiancée was unfaithful and she cheated during the relationship. Since then, he has dated about 45 women. I would say he is definitely a serial dater, but I would say a lot of this is coming from hurt, because I don't know how he could possibly think he's serious about marriage, and he was saying that he had to cancel some dates. So yeah, I don't know about Mr. Brett. During the episode, there came up a time where he was just, I won't even call it mingling. He made me feel like he was literally trying to push up on one of the other grooms, expectant grooms, friends. And everybody was like, all eyes on Brett, because they're like, is he serious right now? And I was saying the same thing. Is he serious right now? What is going on here? And it was like on this little chaise seat, and he just squeezed himself in there where there was barely any room. And I'm like, this is really awkward and uncomfortable. And it was so that the three people that were sitting there uncomfortably got up and walked out and left. They went outside. And apparently this was a blow to Brett's ego, and he had to get up and dismiss himself from the engagement altogether. He just left. Another thing that I noticed is that Brett's family did not take the news too well when he informed them that he had been found a match and he was going to be getting married in less than 2 weeks. His father thought he was absolutely nut jobs and thought it was the most insane thing that he could be doing. And he said, you're going to leave it up to some geeks that press buttons to find you somebody. He said, well, I'm a geek that presses buttons. I thought that was funny. But yeah, Brett was a real handful last night. And I don't know what to say. I don't know how he and Olivia are going to fare. But we are going to go on this ride with them and see how it works out. The next couple we have is Amani and Woody. Amani is 29 years old. She is referred to as Miss Calm, Cool, and Collected. She is a role model for her other siblings. She's always been a role model. Her most recent relationship did not work out because she found out that the man she was dating was married. That's unfortunate. She likes dancing, and she wants to find a husband. She's looking for her forever. And I hope that Woody, 30, who is known as the life of the party, can live up to that expectation, because his friends did not seem to think that he was ready for marriage. And it's funny because Woody and Miles are friends. They know each other. So they're on this journey together. And this is going to be interesting that two people are actually on the season that personally know each other. But everyone was saying how Miles is ready, he's settled, and Woody is one who's used to doing what he wants, when he wants, how he wants, and isn't used to answering to anyone. And they don't think that he's going to be able to adjust to that lifestyle of being able to incorporate another person into his life, and being able to not answer to someone, so to speak, but being able to compromise and collaborate with someone else on their life and the things that go on in their day-to-day lives together. But Woody says that then that means that they don't know him very well, because he is in fact ready, and he's ready to make that leap and that change in his life. And he just feels like the experts have found his forever, and so he's going to be able to, communicate with that person, and they're going to be able to maneuver in their everyday to-day lives and incorporate in each other in their everyday to-day lives. So he has high expectations for how this experiment is going to go, and I hope that it meets his expectation as well. And last but not least, we have the couple Christina and Henry. We have Christina, the princess bride. She's 30. She's a flight attendant. And this was interesting. She mentioned that she's never gotten flowers from a man other than her grandfather. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know if that says a lot about Christina, because you attract certain people. So I don't know what that says about the people that she's attracted in her life, but I hope now that that's going to change for her. But I have to say that she rubbed me the wrong way at the bachelorette party that the brides had, because she was very off-putting and off-standing from the other girls. Amelia was trying to converse with her and be sociable, and she was just very rude. I wouldn't even say she was aloof. She was rude. And she's like, I'm just not used to this. If it was with my girlfriends, we would just be sitting around having a conversation and just talking. This whole situation is just giving me anxiety. And then so she went outside and was just standing. She was like, this is more comfortable. This is more like me. And I just thought it was just absolutely ridiculous. So I'm like, so you've never gone to a club, or you've never gone to a party, and that means you don't dance or you don't celebrate. And she's like, I don't understand why no one else is nervous and how they can just be dancing and having a good time. And then the other girls were, having drinks and everything like that. And they asked her if she wanted a drink, and she's like, no. And just being very standoffish with the other girls and the other ladies, excuse me. And I just thought it was a real disappointment. But in the end, they were all talking after the dancers left, and they were able to talk about how they felt about the upcoming nuptials and the wedding and share their feelings with each other. And I thought that was good because they're going to need each other during this time. So I hope that they're able to form some kind of bond, because I mean, pretty much they're all they're going to have throughout this journey besides their spouses. And Christina's expected husband, Henry, who is 35. He is known as the reserved gentleman. He is a healthcare recruiter. He used to be a little heavier than what he is now, and he's also had heart surgery. He also mentioned that he admits that he lacks confidence. He does seem like he is very much a gentleman, and he's very reserved. I hope that Christina is kind and respectful, because she seems like she requires a lot, and she can be kind of pretentious. So I hope that she is just respectful and not rude and come off snide how she did, like she did at the bachelorette party, and be curt. I'm using adjectives that I feel like describe her mannerisms and her behavior. For me, that pretty much sums up the first episode of Married at First Sight. You can be so kind and leave your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought of this first episode. I am so happy to be back with you. I know I've been gone, but I have been enjoying television during my quarantine while I go to work and mask up and come home and go to sleep and get up and do it again. But I could not let Married at First Sight pass me by, and I wanted to share it with you all. Again, don't forget to hit that like button, and most importantly, share if you care, and don't forget to subscribe. Yes, thank you so much. And until next time, mwah, bye.